Welcome to today's episode of the Green Industry Podcast. We have a special guest today from Midlothian, Virginia. He's probably been my most interviewed guest, and he is none other than Naylor Taliaferro. It's raining up there in Virginia today. What's up, Naylor?
How's it going, Paul? It's been a little while. I mean, we've definitely been we've been on each other's podcasts off and on for many years now, but I think it's been a little while since we've been on podcasts. So it's good to dust off the cobwebs on this rainy day here in Virginia.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to be three of us. Payjack, do we have any word out of Payjack? We have a group text, and we haven't got a text out of like 24 hours. I do a
I don't know.
welfare check.
Yeah, I don't know. Like he's MIA. Like I don't know if we have to like send out an SOS signal or something or what. But hopefully he's doing okay. He's texted us late last night. I'm like, and then I responded, and then nothing. I'm like, oh
yeah, I know. Cause the way it went was I thought we were going to podcast at 8 this morning. So I'm all ready and, got everything set up and I'm ready to rock and roll, and it's crickets. And then we text again, hey, what about this time? He never texts back. So I'm worried about Johnny.
Yeah, we'll have to follow up after this call, make sure everything's good. I'm sure he's just really busy. He's been doing a lot of stuff. He's been really serving the community at a higher level. So he just has a lot on his plate, like a lot of us, just trying to see how much we can elevate our game and just continue helping this community.
Yeah. Speaking
It was so funny.
Speaking of elevate our game, we're on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn.
All right. It was so funny. Why is that funny? Oh, man. You got the going live giggles or something?
Oh, no. But it shows you how many people are watching it. There's a goose egg. It's a 0. So
I gotcha.
I was going to say we're going to shout out. Now, it's going to be awkward if someone comes in because then the one guy comes in and he knows he's the only one in there. But
it's all good. It's all good.
They'll start coming in hopefully here. So
yeah.
Oh, there we go. We got it. Welcome to the show. Let us know where you're watching from. But the reason I'm bringing Naylor on today, and this will go up on Green Industry Podcast on Apple and Spotify, is Naylor is hosting the 3rd LCR Summit in Louisville, and I wanted him to share about it.
Yeah, well, thanks for the opportunity, Paul. And you've been there every step of the way. You were there from the beginning, the first one, and you'll be coming back for the 3rd one. You've been a part of my inner circle for, almost a decade now, I feel like. And so you know how much I want to impact and help this community grow. I honestly feel like our community is underserved, and that's why I've been constantly trying to learn and get coached, be coachable, so that I can keep growing myself, so that I can give back to the community in ways that haven't really even been thought of, or at least not implemented yet. And the LCR Summit is my newest opportunity to do that. And it's coming back this October 20th and 21st in Louisville, Kentucky, the week of Equip. Last year, I think that was a huge success to do it that week. Not only were people already coming to Equip so they could just extend, make it a whole week, but I was also able to bring some key presenters in. There's more of an incentive to be able to bring in big speakers, presenters for a big event like Equip than maybe just coming into a, like an one-off type location or something for the summit, and then they just fly back wherever. So it's like Eric Triplett, the pond digger, came in all the way from California. He's coming back again this year, but then he spent the whole week at Equip. He always wanted to go to Equip, because you and I have known him for many years too, and he's always wanted to go to Equip, but he just never made it out there. So it's like the summit gave a lot of people reasons, like, you know what, we're going to go this year, because they're going to go to the summit and then they stay for Equip. So it was a win-win all the way around. And it was a great way to start off the week at Equip, because, like on Wednesday when Equip started, so this LCR Summit's Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday Equip starts, and everyone was there's like a nice buzz around the community talking about the LCR Summit, and then the people that didn't go were like all bummed that they missed out, and a lot of them already bought tickets because they didn't want to miss out again. And so it's just been it's been a very exciting last 12 months, I'd say. Like it hasn't been a year yet since then, but the time leading up to that, and then the time all the way up till now, it's just been a lot of fun, exciting an exciting journey to really serve our community.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned Eric Triplett will be speaking this year. Do you want to unveil the rest of the lineup?
Yeah, for sure. Well, you'll be back again, Paul. And obviously I'll be there, but you'll be back. I'll be there. John Pajak, as we were,
Hopefully.
yeah, as we were talking
We gotta
earlier.
find John first. Where's he at?
Right. He's got he's really big on profits and finances in your business, and really just making sure that you're as profitable as possible. And he's got a whole different version, like we're always trying to evolve and grow and learn. So he's not going to be talking about the same things in the same ways, just like you haven't from one year to the next, and I haven't. So we're always adding new value to the attendees at the LCR Summit. So John will be back, Lord willing, right? And like you say, Eric Triplett, the Pond Digger, will be back, and he crushed it last year with sales, making sure that you're good at selling in your business, right? Like whether it's over the phone, in person, like that's a big part of it. If especially those of us that are smaller, if you don't have a salesperson, and even still, you need to know how to train your salesperson if you do have a salesperson. So Triplett really focused on that, did a lot of role playing, and had like an epic book that he made for everyone that he gave out, which I still have, all that. So, and also returning this year is actually, sorry, not returning. We have some new guests this year. We have Jonas Olson, the
Mhm.
pest control millionaire, is what he's known as. But he did have a landscaping company, a decent sized landscaping company way back in the day, and then COVID kind of disrupted that because he's up in Michigan. So he sold that or he started a pest control business. And then when that started taking off, that's when he decided, hey, I'm not going to do both. I'm just going to sell my landscape business and focus on pest control, because he saw the potential. And now that business is huge, multiple locations. He's got a sales team. Like he's not even in the he's literally like Jonathan Batoshnik, but for pest control. That's why they call him the pest control millionaire. And he was also a student of Jonathan Batoshnik back in the day as well. He was in the coaching program that Jonathan had back during Service Autopilot earlier years. And so Jonas has a wealth of knowledge and experience growing big businesses, running big businesses, but mainly what he's going to be talking about is team building and company culture. That I follow him on Instagram, and he's just constantly bringing his team everywhere, like bringing his key team members out on this retreat or that retreat, rewarding them with this or that, talking about their sales, and showing the team at all different levels. So I know that's one of the many aspects that we struggle with as business owners in the service industry, is finding good people and keeping good people, but having company culture is the key to all that. Like finding them and getting them is one thing, but keeping them is the other thing, which is company culture. So he's going to be talking all about that. And then we have a surprise bonus guest. We have Roy Hines. So I don't know, those of you, Roy Hines, sorry, with a T, Roy Hines, they call him Coach Roy because he has a track record of taking over college basketball teams, and like losing basketball teams and turning them into winning basketball teams. So he gained a reputation of becoming a leader, and just the turnaround, champion success. So with all that being said, the fact that he's a coach, the fact that he has a roofing business in Atlanta, he's from Atlanta. So he's been in the trades all this time. He wrote a book called Lead Like a Coach. He's spoken many times on stage. Actually, he spoke at Service Autopilot conferences back in the day. He knows Jonathan very well.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, small world, right? And so Roy and I got to know each other because the first time I went to Sync, or the second time I think that I went to Sync Live in Atlanta, I met Roy, and he got on my podcast. He's been on my podcast a couple of times, and I asked him if he wanted to come, speak to the attendees at the LCR Summit and really help them lead like a coach. Because his book is really good. I've heard him speak many times, and he talks about it on the podcast. He's just a wealth of knowledge, and I think we all need to learn leadership skills if we want to implement all the things in our business that we're going to be learning. So it's kind of like really tying everything together with Roy's keynote speech talking about leading like a coach, because we can learn how to dial in our, the profits, the profit margins in our business, and how much to charge, and equipment maintenance, and all the different aspects of quote unquote knowing your numbers, right? And we can learn all about route density, like I talk about a lot, and getting all of your accounts all close together. We can learn about sales and make sure we're estimating and quoting properly and selling properly to get close as many sales as possible. And we can hire and train and keep people, but if we're not a good leader, some of those things can just fall apart. So leadership is really key. So it's all going to be tied together. So it's an action-packed 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. The first day we're going to be focusing all about marketing your business, and the second day, like all the different ways, from digital, like online, social media, digital presence, to all the traditional ways like print marketing and all those things. And then day 2 is as everything else, the leadership, the dialing in the numbers in your business, hiring and training and creating company culture, and all the rest of the plays that you need in your company so that you can be successful.
So good. What would you say to somebody who's hearing all this and they're considering going? Um, they're thinking about it. They're on the fence, as they would say.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've already had a few testimonials come out, and everyone has the same thing. Like, if you're on the fence, like, just jump over it. Or one person said, just bust through it. Like, this, like, of course, when you're there, you're all fired up, right? Because you just learn so much. And I mean, literally halfway through day 1 last year, people were coming up to me, shaking my hand, saying, "Thank you so much. This is amazing." And I'm like, "Thank you, but we're just getting started. Like, buckle up. We're just getting started. We're not even like through the first day yet, So I just know how much value that we were going to bring, and we delivered, and the same thing coming up in October. So uh, Stan, said it best. Like, if you want to continue to struggle, like in his testimony, he said, if you want to continue to struggle, don't go. But if you want to go follow the blueprint, if you want to see the blueprint, learn the blueprint for your business, and get around people that are going to help you implement that blueprint in your business, then go to the LCR Summit. Because even Stan was impressed. Like, he said, he came there as a speaker, and he quickly realized he was a student, because he was learning from all of us, just like we were learning from him. That's the environment. It's a smaller workshop format, right? Like 90-minute presentations. It's not like a quick rapid fire, big stage, hundreds and hundreds of people. It's small. I want to keep it that way. We're already almost halfway through our ticket sales from the size that I want, the max size that I want it to be. And we barely even started really marketing it. So I want to get this message out as early as possible, because people wait to the last minute, and then they don't have a spot, right? Like that, I had, the room filled up last year, and it is what it is. So I don't want that to happen again and people miss out. So I just want to get the message out there. If you want the environment where you can ask questions in the moment, you don't have to like wait for a microphone and a few people get to ask questions. No, like, the whole room can ask questions throughout the entire 2 days to the presenters. I mean, people were asking Jonathan questions, like, just right there. Like, it's not, that's why I want to keep it a smaller, like a mastermind type feel, but still a conference. So it's more affordable like a conference, but it's smaller like a mastermind, is what I've been saying the last year and a half. And that's the whole format, because I think we're all like, there's a place for the big conferences, and we can just sit there and watch and listen. But then there's also that need for additional learning, where you can really workshop ideas and brainstorm ideas with each other, with presenters, have networking opportunities during all the breaks, lunch, all that. So just a lot of great opportunities for you to learn and network. I mean, I know for a fact that there are a lot of business owners out there in our industry and just service industry in general that are struggling with time management. That's something that I'm going to be teaching about, because I literally got into this business to get my time back. Like, I was in retail management, and I felt like my life was falling apart, and I had no control over my life, no control over my time. It was just nonstop work, in retail. And I was just feeling like a zombie. And I literally got started this business so that I could have more control. And sometimes people think that might sound, like oxymoronic, because you're an entrepreneur and you're working all the time, but you ultimately still have control over what you want to do and what you can do, and you just have to have the right mindset and have the right systems in place. And I've put several systems in place so that I can go on vacations with my family whenever I want. I can go on all the field trips with my kids when they were younger. Like over the last 11 years, my life has been in so much more control. Like I never got sick anymore. I used to get sick all the time, colds, bronchitis, flu, all these things. Like, I've never been healthier and more full of energy and have more control over my time. So when I hear a lot of other business owners struggling with that, I'm like, hey, I got you. I know exactly how to help you with that. I've got these systems that I follow that I just took for granted for myself. But now, because of the platforms that I've created and the new opportunities and the business coaching that I've received, I know how to share these systems so that you can learn how to manage your time better and essentially get your time back. And avoid the different mistakes in your business that are taking time from your business and your life, because you just don't know what you don't know, and you're doing things improperly. And if you learn the right way, fix these mistakes, prevent them from happening, you're going to get more time, you're going to get more money, which means you don't have to work as much. If you're making more money with what you have, like, be more profitable, make more, work less, like this whole concept. So there's just so many different systems that we can show at the LCR Summit to help everyone really learn how to structure their business so that it serves them instead of them serving their business and feeling more like, burned out and exhausted and like, why am I doing this? Like, I was doing this for my family, but I never see my family. Like, that's not necessary. If you come to the LCR Summit, we will help you. We will give you the blueprint and follow all the systems so that you can actually love your life and live your life and actually have a business that serves you.
Well said, rookie. Your dog, I'll have to put you on the screen so you can see your dog. Your dog looks like it's enjoying. Is your dog's name Lucy?
Yeah, she's living her best life over here.
Got a
She's so
little
cute.
afternoon nap with the rain going on. I mean, she's just chilling.
Yeah, she is. She's so yeah. I can't get enough for her, honestly.
I mean, she just looks like she is Naylor's home. It's raining. She's loving life.
Yeah, she really is. She's waiting for me to get off this podcast so I can give her some scratches,
Okay, don't wake her up now. There's like trigger words when a dog hears certain words.
Yeah. That's not one of them.
Tail, not scratches. That's not one of them.
No, that's not one. We have to spell them now.
Okay.
So that she doesn't freak out. And then she starts picking up on that. She's really smart. It is what it is.
Yeah. I used to work for UPS. You did too.
Yeah.
And I was just the helper. I would ride in
Me
the
too.
passenger seat.
Yeah. I was the whatever, the helper. I think that was the name. Yeah. You're riding that wonky seat.
I think there was a name.
It was. I don't remember, but
yeah. But you weren't in the driver's seat.
no.
There's like a little.
It's not even a seat.
Yeah.
It's a little. It's a little fold-up bench. Yeah, I forgot what they called that too.
Yeah. So one time, my point was, there's a lot of dogs because my route was in the hood, and so it was just Kelly was my driver, and he would like warn me. He's like, all right, listen, I like chuck the package on the front porch type thing. Like we do not want to. We do not want to go. But the word was TREAT. You give them one of them, and you tranquilize them. But one time it was so cold in Ohio. I live in Florida now, where it's hot, 87 and sunny and hot. But one time it was, who knows, 22 degrees or whatever, and you're out there getting these packages delivered before Christmas. It's super busy, like December 18, 19, 20. And I was running up to the truck to get back in, and there's like a ditch, and then the road. So as I was running down the ditch and going up, I completely stumbled and fumbled, and then my shin, it's freezing cold. Like, this is one of the worst memories of my life. My shin hits that step. You know how you go up 2 steps to get into the truck? On a very cold day, middle of my leg, my shin hits that step, and oh man, I was like, whenever this UPS, I just think about that day. I tripped and fell and hit the thing, and then the driver don't care. He's like, come on. I'm like, man,
yeah, hurry up. And you're like,
insurance. Like, I need to.
Oh man.
Call
Yeah,
my attorney or something.
yeah, the shins are rough. It's
Yeah,
painful. Oh
yeah.
man.
Well, back to LCR Summit before I
Get
got
all
all
off
kind of
track here.
stories. Yeah, well, you're Lucy just
Yeah,
it's like living the makes me want to go get a nap.
I know.
Uh,
Me too.
uh,
So I was trying not to focus on it.
okay. Well, my question is,
There
um,
you go.
the venue, is it the same room last year or different venue?
So it's going to be the same venue, meaning at the Galt House. But as far as like the room and all those details, that'll get finalized as we get closer. But it'll definitely be downtown at the Galt House, which is convenient. The Galt House has a gazillion rooms, and they had two different towers and all kinds of meeting spaces, restaurants, and everything. And I think that went really well last year. So like, why change anything? Because this year, so there's three different ticket levels. There's platinum, which is already sold out, which gives you the VIP dinner and the special VIP dinner on Monday night with all the speakers and a small exclusive group of platinum ticket holders. And then you also get the hot breakfast every day, Monday and Tuesday, which is the next level. It's the VIP level. You get the hot breakfast every day. So you get to network, like an hour before everyone gets there, you get to have breakfast, and it'll be in the room like next to where we're having the summit, kind of like last year where we had our lunch. So similar vibes. So just imagine that. I mean, you were there, but so anyone listening that was there, right next door where we had lunch, you would have breakfast and you'd be able to network with the VIP ticket holders and some of the speakers. If they decide to come in early to have breakfast, they can do that as well. So there's some additional networking opportunities there. And then you have your general admission where if you just coming in and you're buying your tickets and you want to get your donut or coffee, and that's it, or get your own breakfast at the hotel, that's on you. I get it. So those are the three tiers there. So depending on how it all works out, we got to make sure that we have rooms next to each other and all that. But it'll be at the Galt House, and all those details as far as like what room and everything, that'll be available for the actual ticket holders. Like when that information comes out. So.
Okay. And then is there anything else we're leaving out here? We've covered speakers, venue, October 20th, which is a Monday, October 21st, which is a Tuesday, year 2025. Is there anything else I'm missing?
No, not as far as like the event itself. I'll just say, we talked about this last year, you and I like the phrase that you came up with or said, early and often. Like I've been telling everyone to communicate early and often, like, because I think the biggest challenge, even going to equip, is like, how can I take that much time off of work? Well, if this is the only time that you're doing it, it's not a big deal. For one thing, like if you haven't taken any vacations, which you should try to take a little bit of time off here and there. Like I get we have a lot of work to do, but you still need to rest. And if you don't, that's on you. But I'm just saying that's even more of an incentive to take some time off for equip. And if you're already going there, you might as well just take the whole week. Like what good is working a couple of days that week and then rushing and being exhausted and going to equip for a few days and then going back and starting all over again? Like take the whole week. Just don't schedule any work. Like I think it's easier for non-maintenance, right? Just don't schedule any work that week. Schedule it for the week before, the week after, and that's it. Maintenance, it's a little more tricky mentally. You think to yourself, well, the grass is still going to be growing. Leaves are starting to fall. What do I do? So you just got to be creative there. There's a lot of things you can do. I remember I used to have aerating and seeding planned so that it was like a week or two prior to equip so that I would have to skip that week anyway, as far as mowing. So that would work out. But if that's not a thing, the easiest thing to do is just communicate to your clients, your maintenance clients, that you would normally have to be there that week to mow or whatever. Just communicate with them early and often. Say, hey, just to let you know, I'm going to be going on a work trip in October 20th through whatever the end of the week is. And I'm going to go there to help me grow as a business, or if you have a crew, a team, and if you're inviting any of them with you or not, you can just be telling your clients, hey, this is going to make us better so that we can serve you better. We can be a better business, more efficient. We want to become the best so that we can give you the best. And you just make it about them and communicate about them to them early and often, I've never had a single person ever complain or quit or whatever at the end of the season like that. They either say nothing or they say, sounds good, have fun, great job, good for you. I can't wait to hear all about it. Like, when you have good clients, I mean, that's what's going to happen. So maybe, if you're having trouble with people, and maybe you need to look at the level of clients you have. Maybe you don't have the best mix of clients to be taken care of. But ultimately, if you have a good list of clients and you're treating them well and you're doing good, like, of course, if you spring it up at the last minute and say, oh, by the way, I'm not going to be there next week, some people might get upset about that. So you got to communicate early and often and let them know and plan this ahead of time. I mean, hotels are selling through quickly, this is why we talk about this early and often, right? Because the LCR Summit tickets may or may not sell out quicker than you think. But in addition to that, there's a quip, and the hotels could be selling out quicker than you think, and you might end up staying at the Red Roof Inn or something. You don't want to go down that road, literally. So, we're talking about this for multiple reasons, because this is something you really have to plan ahead. Because then when you plan, like, okay, let me book my hotel, let me take the week off, let me buy my LCR Summit tickets, obviously get your Equip tickets, but then let me now start communicating this to my clients so that they know ahead of time, and you periodically check up with them and remind them. So this way there's no surprises. They're not like, oh, I was expecting to have a party on Saturday and I wanted my lawn to be cut on Thursday or Friday like normal, and now you're not going to be here. Like, but if you tell them that way in advance, things can be planned and coordinated better, so this way there's no one being caught off guard. So that's the big thing that I wanted to address, because I know that's a concern with a lot of folks. But then the other thing is, I wanted to provide an opportunity for everyone that buys a ticket. I don't know when this episode is going out, but we're in May here, so let's just say till the end of May. If you buy your ticket, I will then send you an email link for you to register for the virtual summit. Because so what we're doing is we're signing up this early, and you think to yourself, man, I got a long way to go before we get to LCR Summit. Like, I want to learn stuff now. I want to improve my business now. Like, we're in the spring rush. Maybe you've gone through some challenges already that you're like, man, I thought I had this figured out, but I'm struggling with this, or I'm struggling with that, or I wish I had the answer for this or that. Well, guess what? We're putting together a virtual LCR Summit. We already had one a week or so ago, and it was amazing for the people that bought tickets at our launch event, our online launch event. So I'm now extending that offer for another LCR Summit virtual event, meaning like this, like on Zoom, where we can talk and interact. And there's a whole 5 days, 1 hour a day from 7 to 8 for 5 days, where we can show you all the systems ahead of time. Like, not even all the ones that we'll be showing, because by the time we get to the summit, there'll be some things that will be new and improved, and things that will be more relevant for that time of year in your business. So this is all like meeting you at your level, and it's all real-time learning, right? So if you buy your tickets this month, then you will automatically get the link for free to go to the LCR virtual summit, so that you can learn for 5 days what you need to know right now in the spring, and to get through the rest of the season successfully, just to really get your business to the point that you want it to be at, answer questions that you might currently have about your business. So that's something that we haven't offered before and no one else does. So I wanted to offer that to you, a special gift with purchase. So anyone that's listening to this podcast or that's live on here now, when you buy your LCR Summit ticket at lcrsummit.com, which is super easy, lcrsummit.com, you just type that in and go. Or if there's a link somewhere, you click on that, and then you just buy your ticket, whatever level ticket is left, you get that, and then you will get an email follow up with the link for the LCR Summit, the virtual LCR Summit.
Fantastic. It's exciting, Naylor. What's it like behind the scenes now with your third one? I know the first one, was a little stressful, and then the second one got better, and now, you got some time under your belt working with Myron, who puts on world-class events. How do you feel going into the third event here?
Well, I would say I'm always striving to improve. So I never get complacent. I always try to stay on my toes. And I'm always just trying to give my best. So I'm always thinking of how can I improve? How can we improve? But also at the same time, not reinventing the wheel. Like I don't want to just keep doing new things all the time unnecessarily. So um, this was a whole new endeavor that it's like a whole evolution, the LCR Summit. Like this was an idea that I had many years ago, right before COVID. I talked about it and mentioned it with a select few of you, from my inner circle. And COVID happened, just kind of put it on the back burner. I never implemented anything until after things started settling back down. I started thinking about it again, but it still took, until a year and a half ago, or whatever it was, before I finally actually had my first one. And a lot had changed personally, professionally, and the idea of the LCR Summit had kind of evolved as well. But it was still the essence of it was the same, as far as like wanting to make it something different, something that's missing from our community that can offer a tremendous amount of value, offer a blueprint for your business, which is, in addition to going to these big trade shows like Equip or other conferences in our industry, and there's a lot of great speakers and you learn a lot of things. This is just an additional way to learn, more of a workshop format where you can really focus on your specific business needs, ask questions and all that. So that was always kind of like the theme. But as far as everything else, it just kind of like has evolved, like what it looks like, how many people, what are we doing, 1 day, 2 days, what kind of workshops, what's the themes, what type of guests, like the whole like overall logistics of it and framework of the whole event changed from by the time we got to the first one, and then it evolved again from the first one to the second one. So and when we provided tremendous amount of value each time, but I remember thinking to myself, how am I going to go from the first one to the second one? How am I going to make that better? And I was thinking about like the venue was amazing at the first one, so I got to like keep the same venue or better. And I'm like, how do I do that? And that's going to be expensive and all these things. And ultimately, it was just increasing the transformational experience. That's really what it came down to, is creating a transformational experience for all of the attendees. And yes, the venue like, you don't want to be in a terrible venue, so of course you want to have a good, conducive venue. And I think the venue at the Galt House fit well. I mean, the room was a little tight, on the second day we were all packed in there, but we'll get a little bit of a bigger room, or probably a much bigger room this time. And, so that there's different variables like that change from year to year, but ultimately it's about creating that environment. And I think all the things that I've learned in the last 2 years maybe has really helped me become a better person and evolve, as well as that just transferred to me creating a better event for everyone to attend and get the most out of it, and like I said at Equip last year, like I'm obsessed with serving to make a difference, and that's really changed the game for me. Like there's so many things that I'm implementing now, so looking behind the scenes, I have a whole new mindset. Like literally, I remember the first video that we saw that you shared with me, um, from our friend David Shands was interviewing Myron Golden, and he said his event's going to rearrange the furniture in your brain. And I'm like, man, that's interesting. That's quite a bold statement. But I swear I was a different person when I came out of that event. I don't know about you, Paul, but I was like, what in the world? Like he just kind of like, he broke my brain a little bit. Like not just him, but the whole event. And it was a 3-day event, and I was like, wow. And it just sent me on like a whole new path to my purpose. Like I've said recently, my purpose is in pen, the path is in pencil. So you can change and make adjustments. There's many paths to get to the same destination. Some are quicker, some are more scenic, some are more expensive, whatever. Like there's just so many different variables. But as long as you have the right destination, then you can just focus on that, like your North Star, whatever you want to call it, to get there. And so I'm just really, I'm on a mission now. Like I've got so much fuel and so many resources, and I'm at a totally different level. And I realized through that process that our community is severely being underserved. Like it's all great to make content, but that is just only getting us so far. Like there's so much more we can be providing for our community. And that's what it's all about for me. So I'm literally obsessed with you know, finding all the ways and serving at the highest level. So I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I was before. Things are just happening, like a lot of great connections with brands, and just it's like a lot of. Here's the ultimate summary is I've planted so many seeds over the last 11 years, and they're all starting to grow, and they're being ready to be harvested. Like the fruit is starting to grow. So the fruits of my labor, right? It's starting to grow and it's ready to be harvested. So it's a good time. It's fun.
Yes. So the event is October 20th and 21st in Louisville, Kentucky. It's the LCR Summit. I'll be speaking there alongside Eric Triplett, Jonas Olson, John Pajak, Naylor, and Coach Hines.
Yes, Coach Heinz. Yeah.
So it's going to be a great time. Tickets are already sold out for the premiums, which is the VIP dinner. Did Tim Allard get his ticket this time, or is he going to be out?
Well, no, Tim. Yeah, no, he didn't, but that's because he's part of the inner circle. So we're going to have our own special inner circle dinner on Tuesday night. So he's good with that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, so Monday night will be the VIP dinner.
Yeah. So Monday night is for the platinum ticket holders. Like I wanted that to be new people. I didn't want to. Of course, my whole inner circle wanted to be part of it. Like, well, then no one else can get a ticket. Like the whole point is to be. I mean, you were there last year. Like,
it was awesome.
and any more people than that would have been like it would like you remember the first year there was way too many people in that room. Like we couldn't even. I never interacted with any. We would have to get up and walk around constantly to interact with everybody. And I wanted us to have a smaller, really nice setting where we can just eat and talk, and Stan's like halfway the other side of the table, and he's yelling at me like, oh man, this is amazing, and that bacon, so many people told me about this thick cut bacon, I guess it must be good. I was like, oh, just wait. So like I wanted that interaction. Like you're paying extra for that. You're not paying just for the dinner, you're paying for the exclusive networking. Anyway, the people that bought the tickets, they got that right away. They got it. They got the tickets. But yeah, it's funny you say that though, because Tim was like, on the on the launch event, there was one ticket available because I was leaving it open because I gave one away. I gave the last one away to somebody that was on the call, and he went and he bought it before I even gave it away. And I'm like, what in the world? So I was messaging him after. I was like, you can't have that ticket, man. Like you're exempt. We're having a special dinner on Tuesday. Like, don't worry, you're not going to miss out. We're having a special inner circle dinner. He's like, oh, okay. So on Tuesday night, which is, if you're part of the inner circle, then you're in that. But as far as just the attendees, you get the platinum ticket on Monday night. So so that's already sold out, but there's plenty of other tickets. You can get the VIP ticket. So it's kind of like the next best thing. So that you can I was trying to think of, I got sidetracked by another story, but I'm just going to keep it dialed in. But anyway, there's plenty of VIP tickets. It's like the next level, so that you can go and have breakfast, Monday and Tuesday, and potentially network. It's not the same as the VIP dinner, special platinum dinner on Monday night, but it's the next best thing. Erica was all bummed out, was what I was going to say. She didn't get the VIP dinner in time. I'm like, man, I've only been emailing and talking about it like forever, but so she's like, so she got the VIP ticket so that she could at least have breakfast with everybody. So.
Yeah, and those VIP breakfast and lunches, like at Myron's event, which is crazy, it was just 1 year ago. It was May, I believe.
Yeah, it was exactly a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So Naylor and I don't know anybody there other than David Shands. But
and there's like 1,000 people there.
Yeah, but we don't know anybody. I mean,
right.
And I don't know David Shands like him, but that was like we only really knew one person there.
Yeah.
And Naylor knows David way better than I do, but we're just sitting at this table with all these strangers, and there's a pretty big room, and we did
platinum,
but it was $3,000 ticket, because general admission was $1,000, which was a stretch for me at the time. It's still, I mean, $1,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I was just about to get the general admission ticket, and for whatever reason, like I just didn't actually go through with it. I mean, I was literally ready to get the ticket before you even got your ticket, because I was like, I'm gonna go, because I was thinking about moving to Florida anyway, and I thought I'll go down, I'll scout out Florida, and I'll go to this while I'm there, $1,000. And then Naylor's like, no, get the ticket get the
platinum.
Platinum. It's like, oh man, this is like really, really tight to pull this off. But I did. And then when we were in that room, we sat next to Ryan, and I think his wife's name's Ashley Cabrera. We have no idea who these people are, but it turns out Ryan was friends with Myron, and then basically Ryan connected me with Myron. So if we didn't get platinum and we didn't sit in those specific seats that day, then my life would be different right now, because I would, I don't think I would have had the brick by brick things that have happened in my life as cool as they've like been falling in place for me. So my point is, get in that room. You never know who, you're sitting next to Jonas Olson or whoever, and they say something, and you just never know. We could have never like calculated that when we were buying our platinum ticket. Like, well, if you go, this is what's going to happen. This is
right. But I knew that platinum was the best, and I knew that was going to give us the most access. And at that point, I knew enough, that just get platinum. Like I'm not going to take this time away from my family, the 4 days or whatever it ended up being with travel, away from my family, spend all this money on a hotel and the food, and I'm going to go all in. I'm going to get the most out of this opportunity. I don't go to Tampa, Florida every day. Like I'm going to make the most out of this opportunity. So I got the highest level platinum. You got all this additional training that Myron sent us, and we had all those breakfast, like the special platinum breakfast in a specific room for platinums only, which is what Ryan was. And we would have never met Ryan. And even in addition to him, every morning we sat with different people. We sat at a different table, different people sat with us. We had tons of conversations, because that's another thing. Platinums are on a whole another level. They understand that you have to get in the right room. They understand how important networking is. So they're just outgoing, they're not shy and hiding in the back of the room because they could barely, like they just did whatever they could to get there. And I get all that, but if you can, right, like I felt like you and I could figure out a way to get platinum, not that we have all this money in the world, but I'm like, let's make this investment and get the most out of the trip. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew it was going to give us the best opportunity to make it happen. And then we got on Ryan's podcast, and then David came by and was, hey, we were talking to David and all that. Like, it's just, there's so many connections. The more betting on yourself always wins. So the more you invest in yourself, it's not like we were investing in Myron as much as we were investing in ourselves and the opportunity to get the biggest transformational experience that we could get. And it was amazing on so many levels. We met so many people and so much access, and we got to sit all the way up in the front, like in a special section that only platinums could sit. Like it was amazing. Yeah. So you sat next to Myron's brother. You didn't even know it's his brother.
Yeah.
Have you seen him at the studio?
Yeah, he asked me for a piece of gum. He was behind me. He's like, hey man, he's like, you got any gum for me? And I was like, yes. And I gave a piece of gum. He's like, thanks, man. Like, Jeff Golden.
There you go.
I knew who he was, what I mean? And
yeah.
He was getting Myron going because he sat behind me. And anytime Myron says something like, good, well, and then Myron feeds off because Myron's trying to do these stingers, like, and then Jeff's like, well, I was just like, this is so funny.
Yeah.
Then he had another one too. He got well, and he had another saying that he was dropping. I forget what the other one was, but he's a hoot, man. But he was in there one day, and yeah. The furniture in my brain was rearranged a year ago for sure, and it's still being rearranged.
Yeah, and I mean, just being there at the aesthetics of the event, the layout, like everything about the event made me think from an event perspective too. Like I took lots of pictures and everything. I was like, man, this would be awesome to have something like at this caliber one day. Not that I want 1,000 people, but like just the professionalism of it, like just everything about it was high quality. Like I don't think we've ever been anywhere as high quality as that. Like we have yet to go anywhere else. Like we went to Vid Summit and that was great, but it's it's a different thing. Obviously it's YouTube and it's a different vibe, and it was still high quality and professional, but it was totally different. Like I feel like Myron was the platinum level all the way around. Even if you didn't get platinum, just the event itself, even from a general admission standpoint, you had to sit in the back, but still the whole experience was amazing, just from an event standpoint. So I just learned so much on so many levels. Not only did I learn personally, but I also learned visually of like, how can I improve my events and things going forward too. So, and I tweaked a lot of things going into last October's event because of that event and because of what I learned from Myron and in the coming months after that. So
is Cornell coming back as the hype man, or?
yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
he's gonna be the MC again. I kind of like threw him off at the last minute, asking him if he would do that, and he was like, "Yeah, man, whatever." And then this year he was like, "Yeah, for sure, I'm down." So,
Prepared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great. Well, I feel like we've covered all the bases. Is there anything I missed, Rook?
No, that's it. We're all good. Just remember, anyone that's watching this or listening to this after the fact, that you can go through May, so until June 1st, anyone that buys a ticket for the LCR Summit, go to lcrsummit.com and you will get the link sent to you for the free virtual LCR Summit, free with purchase, essentially. It's my gift to you guys so that you can start learning immediately.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Last year I came in on Sunday, and that's the Lord willing. That's the game plan this year, is to come into Louisville on Sunday, and then speak at Naylor's LCR Summit on Monday and Tuesday, and then attend the Equip Expo Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So make basically a Sunday to a Friday, make it a whole week there in frigid Louisville. So at least last
There you
year.
go.
Well, I tell you what, when you move to Florida and it's like 90 and sunny and 87 and sunny, it makes you like soft. When it's like
Yeah.
60 degrees. I was out golfing one day and it was 60 degrees, and we're like, this is, everyone was just like, it was the end of the world. It was 60 degrees. And I'm thinking, like, my brain cells have been so softened that like 60 used to be a nice day in Ohio. Now it's like,
Yeah.
the worst day of the year in Florida.
Yeah. Now why Myron's like, yeah, I don't want to go golfing today. It's a little chilly. And it's like 60. But
Yeah,
yeah.
no, literally.
Yeah.
Well, this is great. I'll let you and Lucy go scratch away and do whatever you do. Naylor's dog, for those of you listening on Apple and Spotify, his dog is just, oh, where'd she go?
she left because mom's home now. So she's greeting mom. But continue.
Okay. Well, she was, you can't see on Apple and Spotify, but it
She
was
was lounging.
raining and she had her head like up on a pillow and dad's there. And it was just like, her life is just, everything's in order and perfect. So
For sure. For sure.
all right, Rookie. Well, I appreciate your time. And guys, if you haven't got your ticket yet, lcrsummit.com. And it's amazing event. I'm really looking forward to it. So
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Paul.